when they took Alex Jones out originally, I had done Alex Jones' show one time. It's the only time we ever spoke publicly. I remember I said a little something on Twitter, but I was just like, I don't know how close I want to get to this thing. It's all crazy. We all have certain pressure points that we deal with and how much heat you want to take and everything else. I think in retrospect, we all should have been screaming much, much louder. And a lot of people in our circles didn't say a word about that when he got booted off Twitter and kicked off YouTube and all of those things. That we all just thought, it'll kind of never come for us. And to Trump's credit, by the way, what was his main line is, they're not coming for me. They're coming for you. I'm just standing in the way.
Yeah. Well, the fact that he got kicked off Twitter was a perfect example of that. That was just beyond comprehension as far as I was concerned.
Well,
what? Really?
When I went to Twitter, when I got a call one day from someone at Twitter, basically saying, Elon wants to meet you. Can you get here tonight? It was at about 3:00 on a Tuesday or something, Tuesday or Thursday. And I called everybody I knew who had a private plane. I was like, somebody's got to get me over there. Nobody can get on. I jump on a plane. I get to Twitter at about 12:30 a.m. This is like a week or two after he bought Twitter. And he comes at, there's all these people there. It's just such a buzz, right?
I just want to dwell on that sentence. I called everyone I knew who had a private plane.
Yes, Gregorian, did not have his private plane to lend to him.
Yeah, I mean, look, I just want to say, to the point that I've made before, I mean, you were referring to this earlier tonight, Jake, that like the grifter accusation is just wildly overused, right? Very true. But to the point of how Dave Rubin is one of like two people where I'm like, this might actually be doing a lot of explanatory heavy lifting here in this case. I'm guessing that when he worked at the Young Turks, the number of people he knew with a private plane was 0.
Yeah, I guess that's a good stat for checking to see if somebody's a grifter or not. It's how many people they know at the.
Was their political trajectory in the direction of hanging out with fewer or more people with private planes?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and he comes out. It's about 12:30 a.m. His eyes are bloodshot, and he's clearly tired, right? And you've met him many times now. He dresses like a normal guy. He's in like this ratty t-shirt. It's late at night. His sneakers are dirty, and he's clearly been there for God knows how long. Probably hasn't slept
5 years.
Yeah, probably hasn't slept in however, right? And he says to me, he goes, Dave, I heard about what's been going on with your account. He's like, do you want to do this tonight, or if it's okay, could we do it tomorrow? So like, this is insane. The world's richest man is basically like, can I work for you tonight at 1 a.m.? I was like, oh, it's actually okay. I'll come back tomorrow. And then I sat there the next day with a whole bunch of engineers who opened the hood of the thing. And the entire system, the entire Twitter system was built to shadowban. That's it. Everything under the hood of Twitter was built to put filters and tags, and you said this, so now you can't see this, or you connected with that person, so now you can't connect with this person. The entire system was built that way. So Jack Dorsey, who was the CEO for much of it, he testified under oath that they do not shadow ban, but the whole freaking system was built that way. Now, he probably legally didn't get in trouble because shadow ban is not a technical term, and he may have, been, I think he was just playing with the words there. But the point is, there was an entire system basically built to silence a certain set of people and promote another set of people. And now
it didn't work.
And it didn't work. So how cool is that? And that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. That's
do any of these people care that the guy who bought, his whole thing was like you're unfairly advantaging one candidate over another, right? Does anybody care that that the guy who bought Twitter literally joined the campaigns of one of the of one of the two people running for president? I mean, to
the point that like,
isn't that the whole
same
thing?
way I've said before that like if you're just sort of casually half paying attention, you would have thought that Kamala's running mate was Liz Cheney. If you were sort of half paying attention, you would totally think that Trump's running mate was Elon Musk, not JD Vance. I mean, Elon had a way more prominent role in that campaign, in the last several weeks, So, yeah. And by the way, not for nothing, like all the conservatives were, mortally like outraged, hey, Katie, about about how the New York Post had like lost access to their Twitter account because Twitter censored the Hunter Biden story, right in 2020, right now. That was like the first big thing in the Twitter files was the like, oh, see, Biden asked them to do that and they did, right? No, look, I'm on the conservative side here. I think that I think it is bad, right? That when tech oligarchs censor a news organization for revealing embarrassing things about Hunter Biden. Fast forward to 2024, and the Trump campaign asked Elon Musk to squelch Ken Klippenstein because he posted the like leaked Oppo file on JD Vance, and they did the exact same fucking thing, right? And it's like, yeah, whatever. I mean, Ken was back in a couple days, whatever. But it's like, so was the New York Post in 2020. It was the exact same thing. They literally just don't mind because they like the direction of it. And also, my God, what an indictment that is of a society that the world's richest man, right? The person who we have like, we have organized our society so this is the dude who gets the biggest slice of our resources, is like what he considers urgent is making sure that Dave Rubin's Twitter account has a big enough reach.
And also, like he was like doing this whole thing of like he couldn't wait till the next day. So he basically like how much like climate mayhem and emissions was spent on the private plane that took Dave Rubin to, pull an all-nighter, pull like a caffeine / maybe more than caffeine fueled all-nighter, in which they probably looked at a system that they honestly, at least Rubin did not probably understand.
No.
Like I don't know.
I love the idea. It's like, oh yeah, we're doing this brainstorm. We're going under the hood to get the subtle mechanisms of shadow banning. Right? It's like It's like really like this is not enough people are looking at Dave Rubin's tweets. Like it's like let's just take it as read that if you really understand all of the the guts of the algorithm, that like. That there is some kind of unfairness to Dave Rubin going on here. Let's grant that for the sake of argument. Okay. But like top of the priority list, right, is making sure that the algorithm is sufficiently fair to Dave Rubin.
You think Jack Dorsey really has that different politics to Dave Rubin that he had to shadow ban Dave? Like that's like Trump. I could see.
Truth to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just would not be surprised if the levers of shadow banning and control, which is kind of like the basic running up of like how to run a website like that. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't completely understand those algorithms. And I think if you want to talk about that, was also before Twitter had a For You page, so you kind of had to get like now it does. And if you want to talk about like what algorithm now, the algorithm in Twitter has way more sway on what you see and what you don't see. And I think that,
yeah, I mean, look,
it's very anecdotal, but I do not trust Musk with that he's wielding that algorithm of what I actually deleted Twitter.
And if you really want to be sure that it's like, okay, nothing is going on in the way the algorithm is set up that like might give, because again, this is the most important issue in the universe. Some posters less reach than other posters. It's the thing that we should be most concerned about in the world. Like it's the just, I just like, all of the things that it's like, I wake up in the middle of the night worried that not enough people are gonna look at my tweets, right? It's like what if I had like a really epic own of somebody and like not enough people saw it, right? I mean that'll be, like that would be somewhere along the level of like slavery or the Holocaust as far as injustices that
And
have
we got to make sure you guys start on the same that the
Exactly.
the hosting race starts on the same line as you and Guy, the same starting line as you and Matt were just
exactly. Yeah. We need to make sure that the sort of natural aristocracy of posters emerges from fair market competition. That nobody who's not actually that clever, is elevated right in the posting race. Just all right. Let's just take it as a given. This is the highest priority. What would be a very easy way of accomplishing the goal of making sure the algorithm isn't being unfair to everybody? Here's your algorithm. You see tweets from the people that you follow in the order in which they tweeted. Done. We don't need to pull an all-nighter. Elon can get some sleep, right? That's like that's it, right? That's your algorithm. Now, they're not going to do that for the same reason that Marlboro isn't going to make a cigarette that's nothing but tobacco and no additives, right? Then it's much less addictive. But that is in principle something that they could do. And, in fact, I would not possibly be in favor of legally mandated just as a measure of as a public health measure, so people spend less time scrolling because it's not designed to catch your attention in the same way. This is always that's actually one of the things I'll always most respect Sam Cedar for saying. I think the first time, well, not the first time I was in the Majority Report, the first few times were when Michael had me on for his solo Thursdays, but but the first time after that, he was just yeah, there just shouldn't be recommendations on YouTube, right? They should just eliminate the feature. And he was yeah, I know this show wouldn't be economically viable if they did that, but that's okay. That's not the highest priority, right? Whether the particular market niche that we're using, to build the Majority Report would survive under these circumstances, right? Yeah, no, fair enough, right? That's that's fine, right? Everybody's being a little YouTube entrepreneur, can figure something else out, and society as a whole will be better. Podcasters can take a hit, for the good of the human race. You have been watching free public content from Give Them an Argument. To access every single episode of the show, the main show on Monday nights, all of the streams, all of the debate breakdowns, all of the patron-exclusive postgames on Monday nights, all of the patron-exclusive bonus episodes every week, and much, much more, go to patreon.com/Ben Burgis. I cannot resist ending this with, don't be foolish.